A little while ago, I heard a story. A friend of mine, Rabbi Duvi ben Shushan, said of a mice like this. He's a Rav in Flatbush who was giving a shiur. After the shiur, someone comes over to him and says, "Hi, Rabbi ben Shushan, my name is Joe. Your brother-in-law said I should come over and speak to you." He said, "Okay, about what?" And from the look at this fellow, he seemed like he was not obviously a not religious person. And he said, "How can I help you?" So he said, "Listen, I'm engaged to marry a non-Jew, and I was telling this to your brother-in-law, and he said that before you do, speak to Rabbi ben Shushan. So here I am." He says, "So what do you want me to tell you?" He says, "Don't try to convince me not to marry her, because I'm not going to listen to you." "So why are you here for?" He says, "I don't know. Your brother-in-law said I should come. Before I do it, I should speak to you." He says, Rabbi ben Shushan tells him that, "Do you know if you marry this person, your children are going to be lost? They're not going to be Jews. They're going to be lost to Klal Yisrael forever." He says, "Yeah, but I don't really care about that." He said, "Listen, you know that if you marry her, then you're saying goodbye to God forever. And before you say goodbye to Hashem, shouldn't you go to his palace and say goodbye over there?" He says, "What? What are you talking about?" He says, "Yeah, you should go to his palace." He says, Where's his palace?" He says, "In Jerusalem, of course." So, if I arrange for you a ticket to go to Eretz Yisrael, to go to the Kaisel, you go to the palace, the gates of the palace, would you go? He says, "Rabbi, if you do that, I'm in." So he arranges a ticket to Eretz Yisrael. This Joe goes to Eretz Yisrael. He comes to the Kaisel. He didn't know what to do. He asked Rabbi Ben Shushan, "When I get there, what do I do? How do I get to the palace?" He says, "Well, you got to knock. You got to knock on the gates." So he comes up to the Kaisel, this guy, who's Amoritz, and he walks up to the Kaisel, and he starts knocking on the wall. And he says, "Hashem, here I am. I don't know if you remember me. I don't know if you know who I am. My name is Joe." He said, "Before I say goodbye to you, I just want to thank you for everything that you've given me in my life. Thank you for the car, and thank you for my college education, thank you for my parents." And as he's talking to the Rebbeinu Shalom, he starts to cry. He's crying, he puts his head on the wall, and of course someone taps him on the shoulder and says, "Are you Jewish?" He says, "Yes, sure. Do you want to learn a little more about Yiddishkeit?" He said, "Yeah, of course, maybe, why not?" He takes him to the old city, he goes to Eshet Torah, and there he starts to learn. He's there for a day, and 2 days, and 3 days, and a week, and 2 weeks. After 2 weeks of being there, he calls up this Rabbi ben Shushan, and he says, "Rabbi, I've been here for 2 weeks. It's amazing. I decided that now that I know what it is to be a Jew, I don't want to marry her after all." He says, "Oh, I'm so proud of you, Joe." He says, and you know what, Rabbi? I want you to take that ticket, that return ticket that you bought for me, and I want you to give it to someone else. And give someone else the opportunity to learn what it means to know what it is to be a Jew." He says, "Joe, I want you to know that I didn't buy you a return ticket. I bought you a one-way ticket because I knew once you go there to say goodbye, you're going to say hello to the Rebbeinu Shalom." I was thinking when I heard this story that sometimes in life we're a little like this Joe. We don't even realize what Hashem gives us. Ki'ilu, as if we don't know. We don't know the brachos that we have.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.